All right.
Sweet.
How's it going, everyone?
Put that down a little bit. So this is our first AMA that we're doing on StreamYard. So a little test run here.
Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning. For some reason, I can't see myself on the screen, but I'm hoping that it's working properly. Can you see us, guys?
So this is, of course, the first one we've done like this. So, be aware there may be a technical issue here and there, but you're all sort of participating in our first live stream together as our guests and as our test subjects, so to speak.
So they're saying that they can't see us at the moment. Let's just have a quick look here as to what's going on. So we might be able to...
Are we still going to have people post questions in the AMA chat on Discord?
We can, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You have that on your...
Yep, I got it pulled up right here.
All right.
Us, but they can't see us. So let's just figure that out quickly. And apologies, guys. They're still trying to sort things out. Yeah, we can. Absolutely, Albie. We can see your comment. So, give me 1 second. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Hang on. I think I know what's going on. And so, give me 1 second. Just turn the overlay off. There we go. There we go. Okay, I know what's going on.
And then
there we go.
All right, nice. I like it.
Yeah, sorry, guys. So I know what the issue is. It's still playing. So the overlay was overlaid over the top of us. So I'll need to adjust.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome, right. We're online finally.
Yeah, finally.
This is awesome. This is great.
So, of course, Dylan and I won't be sharing a computer this next week either.
Yeah, we're going to do it so it's like he'll be on his computer, I'm on mine, Chris on his. But
off to a good start, though.
Let's see. What's on the agenda for the day?
Yeah, so the agenda today, like I guess first thing off the rank is what's happening in the crypto space with Pony.
All right. So there's a lot of interesting things happening right now in the crypto space. So I'd say actually one of the most interesting things that's happened in the last week has been surrounding stablecoins. There has been a lot of pressure on companies like Tether to release their balance statements and whatnot on what exactly is backing stablecoins. However, it looks like they were able to give some actual numbers on that. 58% of what was previously held in their balances been cut from paper funds, and now that's just actual cash that they're hanging on to. And then on top of that, another $28.9 billion of what Tether is holding is in treasury bills. So those are, of course, bills from the government that it's actually a relatively interesting concept for a stable currency to be hanging on to government funds, essentially, or government bonds, because that means the government is being backed by a stable or cryptocurrency. And that's really good for a lot of the regulatory things that are being being brought up with stable coins. So,
in addition to that, we went to the West Palm Beach Crypto Connect conference over the course of the weekend. So that was pretty cool, getting to see a whole bunch of industry professionals mingling and doing really interesting talks about things like REITs, like real estate investment trusts with fractionalized real estate. There was a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, there was. It was pretty spread out as far as all the different things that are happening out there. There's a lot of interest in music and blockchain technology. We noticed at this conference, there's a lot of recording labels and whatnot that are essentially trying to use blockchain technology and DAO structures to put the music rights in the hands of the artists that create their music, and then still publish it to a wide audience. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of NFT related things in that category, to where you would basically own your rights to your music through NFTs, music, artwork, all the art type stuff. Basically, you'd be controlling your ownership with an NFT, and then if you ever wanted to sell the ownership to your rights to a song, you could even fractionalize your NFT to do such a thing as well. Which is pretty cool. We'll see how that starts to play out.
Yeah, we talked with a couple different projects, one of which is called Crypto Famous. They were relatively interesting because they kind of do something along those same lines, except it also expands into education and speeches, things like that. So we might even be aggregating some stuff to their platform at some point. They're still in the midst of creating an app and everything that you can use, but that was interesting because there's actually kind of a crossover between people that are predominant speakers and then people that are just users of the platform that can either look at or produce their own high-end content, be it music or educational material.
Yeah, we signed up to get notified when they're about to go live with that, because I think it'd be a good place to do some educational workshops. Things like that. We could do let's just say we do an hour once a month that everybody can hop into, and we just kind of do an education thing, something like that. Or a place where we could all meet and do a mastermind kind of thing, if you will, where we all talk about our different industries and how they relate, what in cryptocurrency is relating to them. It was just giving us a bunch of ideas about things that we can do with a platform like that, and it looks like it's going to be pretty huge. So
nice.
Yeah, that's I'd say that's about it for this particular week. I mean, there's some Ethereum news, but it's pretty much the same thing that we've already been hearing. Essentially, the some of the fears around transitioning over to proof of stake. There's certain groups that are afraid it's a little bit too centralized, but other than that, I mean, I think it's just that's a big transition, and there's some jitters behind it.
The merge is scheduled for the 15th of September. So they did move the date up from the 19th to the 15th.
Yeah.
That's about it for, I'd say, news. It's been a pretty slow week as far as news and stuff goes. I'd say, kind of a, hopefully we don't see a buy the rumor, sell the news event happen when that happens. Well, that's usually how these things go, though. So we'll have to keep a close eye on the price of Ethereum, and especially the greater crypto market when the merge comes a little bit closer to date.
Yeah. So what's happening in the market, my friend?
Well, Bitcoin's back to 21,000. So got heavily rejected from 25,000. Let me grab my computer here.
Nice to see a few people on the YouTube feed already. Good morning, Darren.
Total still remains above the secondary parabolic trend line. Next week, I'll be able to share my screen when we do this. But yeah, total chart, which is the totality of all cryptocurrencies combined, is above the secondary parabolic trend line still. That's where it found support. Just below $1 trillion is where it currently sits right now. 1 trillion is psychological support. So basically the market's saying that, it wants to stay above 1 trillion for the time being. It's slightly below it right now, but I believe in the near future here it will push up a little bit further. In addition to that, Bitcoin remains in its ascending parallel channel, which it's currently at the bottom, sitting at 21,212. Found support 4 different times so far within the last basically 36 hours that it's been sitting right here. If it breaks through the channel to the downside, there is a potential for about, let's see here, roughly 10 to 15% more downside. So we could be trying to retest the 18 to 19K level. And if that happens, could potentially form what's called a double bottom pattern, which would basically solidify that this would be near the bottom. So what we want to see happen is either Bitcoin stay within the ascending channel, move back towards the upside of that channel, which would bring us to around 27,000. If we don't stay within the ascending channel, there is a potential for downside of around 10%. So that's kind of where that's at. Let's see Ethereum today. Ethereum fell out of its ascending channel earlier today, unfortunately, but it's remaining in between the support of 1416 and the resistance of 1702. 1400 and 1700 are big psychological barriers for Ethereum, and they have acted as such in the past a numerous amount of times. That's pretty much what's going on in the crypto markets at the moment.
Yeah. All good.
Yep, so that's pretty much what's going on there. Very, very much at a stalemate with a lot of different things at the moment. Bitcoin and Ethereum seem like they want to start moving back to the upside, but have been finding heavy resistance at these psychological barriers like 25,000, 1,700. So that's where that's at. Any news that you want to touch on while we're at it, Chris? Anything you've been seeing?
Not really seeing much going on, mate. So just waiting patiently, obviously, for the market to turn. Just seeing. We're definitely seeing our members, obviously jumping on things like HFT and obviously looking at some changes. So the market's slowly turning around, but it's just patience, right?
I will say we did have an issue. The platform had an issue copying my positions on high frequency trading, so I have disabled it for the time being. I'm not going to onboard any more than the people that we have in there until it goes live. I just wanted to make that announcement as well. So they know about the problem and assuring me that they are indeed fixing this problem. But for now, we're back into cash with the high frequency bot, just so everybody's aware. And I really would like to say that I'm not going to onboard any more people until the issue is resolved and it's actually officially out of beta. So everybody that's in there, thank you so much for helping me test this out. It's a big project. And the bear templates is the next thing I wanted to touch on. Should be coming out with the classic bear templates at the end of this week.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. There'll be instructions on how to save the template that you already have before switching to the bear template for the first time. So it'll involve adding a trigger to your template that you already have in your account. Whatever settings that you currently are using, it'll involve saving that as a template and adding a trigger, and then that trigger will, you'll have to download the bear template as well. So that trigger will switch between the bear template and whatever template you're using now, or it'll switch between the template that you're using, the bear template and the classic template. I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but we'll spell it out on the instructions of how to load the bear template into your accounts.
Yeah.
And the bear template, what it's going to do is it's basically just going to slow things down, and also at the same time, it'll slow things down. It'll lower your buy amount. Basically, it's just going to turn it into a slow motion until the algorithm for the trigger switch says that, it's basically going to say, okay, you're good to have the bull template. Okay, you're good to have the bull template. Whenever the algorithm triggers, it'll switch to the bear template, which will slow things down. And then whenever the signal again switches back to the bull template, it'll speed things back up. So it's basically just slowing down and speeding up your bot according to, next rounds of price action that the algorithm decides, which is based off of the 21-week exponential moving average. So that's one of the biggest factors that I look at when doing technical analysis is the 21-week exponential. So it's going to be based off of that, but not directly correlated with it necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I think what else we have here on the itinerary? All right. As far as questions go here, let me see how to pull that up.
There's a few questions, even on the. I'll launch them onto the screen so we can see. So this is from Jerome.
Okay.
So he's I see a large amount of positions being bought in the small and mid caps on the HFT. How is the spread of positions going to evolve down the line?
So it's all based off of a proprietary algorithm that I create, which it's several different algorithms. So one is the high frequency, then there's ultra high frequency. And then of course I do dollar cost averaging, position trading, breakout trading, swing trading as I see fit. So pretty much it's up to the trade setups and what's going on in the marketplace. Right now, like I said, we're back into cash because there was a problem with the positions not syncing on the user side. So until that's resolved, we're just going to have to hang tight and just wait for the word from Crypto Hopper that they fixed the issue. As far as the, which coins we're going to go into, when I turn it back on, we're going to be trading just Bitcoin and Ethereum until I'm confident that the problem has been resolved.
Yeah.
Once I'm confident that the problem has been resolved, then we'll start moving back into like mid caps and small caps. But for the time being, we're just going to try it out while it's still in beta with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're going to focus more on the larger cap coins at first until this thing actually goes live.
Yeah. And that probably falls into our next question was about, what are the coins? Are you going to be doing big caps or anything at the moment? So that'll be eventually.
Correct. Yes. We will be doing large cap coins at first when I turn it back on. So
yeah, absolutely. So he's got, there's a couple of other quick questions. So he's, one was, are there any plans to show us the config pools and reserve positions in the HFT Hopper screen as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can show you all that kind of stuff. Just send me a DM or, we can book an appointment or something like that, and I can walk you through it. I pretty much walked everybody through it when I set them up. So basically what I do is I assign config pools to specific sets of coins when they have, when they're showing signs of like a swing trade opportunity or a breakout opportunity. Each position is armed with a stop loss, which is really unfortunate that what happened because the user side of positions don't have a stop loss. So when my position gets stopped out and it's still in the user side, it's basically just sitting there. So like I said, I brought this up. Crypto Hopper is well aware of the issue. So
yeah, and we're actively talking to Crypto Hopper, right? So there's messages daily. Every time Dylan wakes up, there's messages to them, and when I wake up, there's around the clock there's messages to them as well. So we're actively on top of that, and which is why the reason not to onboard some new customers at the moment until some of these issues are sort of resolved. They're not major issues, but yeah, that's sort of where we're at the moment. Another one from Mark, just quickly, in HFT we don't have sell. So what does remove position do?
Remove position basically just takes the position out of your hopper. It will still remain in your KuCoin account though. So let's say you had like a position for Bitcoin and you removed it, it would remove it from the hopper, but you would still have that amount of Bitcoin in your KuCoin account. So removing position basically just takes it off the table in your trading bot.
Yeah, awesome. And one other quickly one from Mark. When you say back into cash, do you mean back to US dollar?
That's correct.
Yeah, awesome. And our good friend Darren. Yeah, so Mark just said, so not in reserve. Okay, so our good friend Darren, when is HFT going live?
That's on the crypto hopper side is when they decide to go out of beta with it. But with the issue that we just had, I can imagine that it might have pushed that date back a little bit. I keep hearing around a month, but we'll see if that's actually the case or not.
Yeah. And just I might add to that too. Our I guess killer whale is the biggest test case, right, at the moment. So we're obviously there's other providers doing testing as well, but we've got the largest user test case group at the moment. So which is probably why we're picking up a lot more errors and things than others. But yeah, they're actively being dealt with. So. Yeah, have some patience. I know that there's this morning's AMA is a lot around HFT and what's going on in that space. But yeah, it's actively getting worked on.
Well, and also the nature of high frequency trading, it's not like anything that we have done in the past. Scalp trading is one thing, but the high frequency making 20,000 trades a week, in that range, there's bound to be an issue or two, but that they're trying to diligently working to fix that.
Yeah. So Mark's got a couple, or obviously Mark's on fire this morning. He's saying in HFT, he's got some of these buys, which are...
That is another issue that we've been working on resolving. They know that I have the minimum buy amount set to $1, and I put that on every user's account is set to $1, but for some reason there's these small orders going through. So that's another issue that they're working on at the moment. That's not as big of an issue as the position's not syncing to my account though. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, the cost of a position, that's like 9 millionths of a cent. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not really going to affect your account as far as the dollar valuation goes. But let's say if one of those positions on my end filled for the proper amount, and then on your end didn't fill for the proper amount, that's where the issue lies with those small order sizes. I have small order sizes like that as well, even though I have my minimum order size set to $1. So those are the two main issues that we're seeing at the moment.
So Mark just said as well, just quickly, did he remove on all those positions to get rid of them?
So what you'll need to do is, yes, you have to remove them on Crypto Hopper, but then you also have to manually go and sell them back to USDT, which is, basically takes a little bit of manual intervention. At the moment, what I'm having everybody do is just sell everything back to USDT so we can all start over together at the same time. So I just need a little bit of clarification from Crypto Hopper before I'm going to turn it on again. So I have they're giving me some news probably tomorrow about that.
Yeah. Thanks, Darren.
No, thank you so much.
Pretty cool.
Love that you're helping us out with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes a village,
Guys.
Yeah.
It takes a pod, right? We're all in this together and hunt down the blue whales together, right?
Is there any other questions?
We've got about 5 minutes left, so.
Do we have anything in the Discord side?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it.
No, there's nothing.
Cool.
Everyone's jumped onto this and asking questions on this rather than...
Good. That's awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad this is working because this is going to be a lot better. Yeah, like I said, next week I'll be able to pull up my screen and show charts and stuff like that. It was just we just kind of
that conference threw it off a little bit. We all had personal things going on and our and the conference and
Yeah.
But we managed to pull it all together, and now we have this whole awesome new platform that we can do this on. So
yeah, and then I'd like to do maybe even more than just Sunday. We'll do some maybe live streams through the course of the week, or like if we hear news events and things like that, we can just pretty much go live anytime now. So
yeah, that's great. We're already kind of brainstorming some different new ideas of things we can do, and guests that we can have on even too. So
yeah, we plan on bringing some of these people that we meet at conferences. One of our VC buddies, he wanted to get interviewed, and we have a lot of industry professionals in the space that we can interview as well. So we'll be doing interviews and AMAs and just going live when there's like price action and things like that. So, if there's like a heavy pump or dump going on, I can always go on and go live and explain it a little bit. And yeah, it's going to be great.
Awesome. So Mark's got another question. Any news on KW Premium? I heard it may be modified or going away to a new type of subscription.
Premium is not going to be going away. However, we are poking at the notion of changing Elite to be copy hoppers and kind of discontinuing Elite. So that's pretty much the notion that we're playing with. Premium is probably going to end up being a multi-bot configuration, sort of like Elite is now, but I wouldn't say a dumbed down version of it, just not as heavy of a version. So you'd be able to run the signal on multiple different accounts if you felt like it. I would still be doing hand-placed trades for the USDT side, but I would use a series of algorithms for Bitcoin and Ethereum as base currencies. That's kind of where we're at with that. What do you think, Chris? That's pretty much what we were discussing.
I think so. I think, look, obviously, I guess this is to Mark and I guess everyone else that's listening and watching at the moment, is that we have high hopes for obviously the copy trader stuff. Obviously it needs to be tested and validated first and making sure it's working properly. And then we'll look at maybe migrating some more stuff to the copy trader type platform. But yeah, I think Elite at the moment, I guess where it stands is that some of the feedback has been that it's overly complicated. So we're looking at reducing that complication and making things a lot easier for people to move on to the killer whale product. So that'll happen. We'll definitely look at Premium. I don't think Premium works well, and Dylan can do some really cool stuff with Premium the way it is now. So whether that changes is enhanced or that becomes our new Elite product, we don't know yet. We're still working out the fine tuning around that.
It'll also make the barrier to entry a lot lower, so you won't need the full 15,000 to get started with the Elite on copy bots. You could get started with it as little as like 1,000 on each one probably. So we're looking at making the barrier to entry lower, as well as kind of changing up things so that we don't have, so we're not spread out in too many different directions.
Yeah, but I think our core product will stay the same.
He was talking about the pricing of Premium. That's
Premium.
No, Premium's going to stay the same, $20 a month. You'll still be able to hook up multiple bots for the same price. So we're trying to make it like a better value.
Yeah, and I think before you mention that, so I think our core products are all like Ultimate and Large Cap and Gain ETH and all that sort of stuff will stay the same, right? So there's no plans to move them to a copy hopper type model. So they'll remain the same. But yeah, some of our, I guess, automated, versions. So like I mentioned, Elite, Premium, maybe. But we're focusing on getting the HFT stuff perfect the first time.
Oh yeah. No, well, we'll also have copy bots for like multiple different base currencies and things like that. I'm just not ready at the moment to say, okay, let's go ahead and do that, because with the problem that we have that are already existing, I want to just make sure that it's, tight knit and everything's good to go in that regard before even thinking about moving other stuff around.
Yeah, agreed. All right, I think we're on time, guys. Thank you so much to everyone that joined on YouTube, on Facebook. It's been, sorry we had a couple of minutes of no visual, but learning pains. But yeah, we really appreciate everyone joining and being a part of this today. So we definitely look at doing more.
And like I said, we'll do this if there's like price action in the marketplace, education kind of stuff. We'll be able to go live at any time now. So stay tuned, and we'll post them all on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. So you can always watch them afterwards if you can't catch them while we are live. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you all for being here.
Thanks,
all
guys.
Right. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one.
Okay.